Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Paulathan. How are you?
I'm very well, Ethan. It's lovely. Lovely to see you on this Friday of Eves.
Isn't it? Isn't it just? It's
The
like
Go on.
a warm pair of shoes.
A warm pair of moccasins slipped on the old digits.
Which sounds a bit like they've been weeded, but let's not.
Well, let's not cheapen it so soon into the proceedings.
No,
Listen,
sorry.
the R1 number's gone up, but it's all right with me, which is slightly racist, really, when I've suddenly
It is a bit.
thought about that. But
Yeah, we're number one,
right, brilliant.
which usually is good. but
Yeah,
in this instance, it's not very good.
right, okay. So,
Yeah.
so we're going to push the R rating now up.
Well, I was going to say, because of the 6 is enough thing that Boris is talking about, which is, it sounds like a horrendous German porn film.
Well,
Luckily, our audience, there's only usually about 5 watching, so we're all right.
yeah, well, yeah, we should be fine. And 6 is a good number to say that's enough. I mean, 6.
I imagine Brian Glover being like, "That's enough." I want him to turn up at every party. The
That's
7th
enough.
person, That's enough.
Yeah. Would you care for some more champagne, Mr. Glover? That's enough. Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah. Miserable northern trick.
And chopped out Mexican from the party.
So it's been a long week. It's been a long week.
Very long week. Been too long.
Too long since we last met.
7 days ago.
7 days and nary a time ago. 2 young adventurers such as ourselves strode into the landscape. Well, we did fuck all. We stayed at home. But here we are now with a packed show.
Very packed.
Packed show. And we've got all our lovely listeners stroke watchers.
We have there's a great deal of comments saying James A.H. Silk says, "I am one of the 5.
5 alive.
5 alive." That's what Johnny 5 used to say.
No, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
Right.
Edward Llewellyn says, "Can't tell if John is not well or trying to." It's a bit of both. I've had a cold.
John's had a touch of the COVID.
I had a COVID scare, so I was in quarantine.
Yeah,
for a lot
John
of
had a COVID scare, but he hasn't got the vid. He's just got the co.
I've just got the co.
Yeah.
I'm like Garfield and Co. No, which cartoon was Oliver and Co?
Oliver and Co. Legs and Co.
Legs and Co. Yeah, I was like Legs and Co.
Oh,
John, are you well? You sound like I've had a cold, so I've got a bit of a gruff voice. I've had a lot of coughing and spluttering and snotting.
you should immediately go into phone-based sex lines, John, with that voice.
Do you think?
Yeah,
you say
do very
phone or foam?
Well, I'd like a phone if you prefer. No, telephone. People ring up and you just go, "All right, love, how you doing?" In that lovely
hello
rough voice of yours. Yeah, that there.
Yeah, my son.
No, don't get your son involved in. That.
He had a cold, and his temperature went up, so we had to get him tested. And while we were waiting for the test results, I had to quarantine, and then I got a cold.
Oh,
so
good Lord.
Here I go. I'm dying now.
Oh, good God.
But no, it was negative, just like me.
Woo.
Oh,
And you had to get your results from Chichester,
Chichester.
which I believe is 40 minutes from you
How did you know that?
as the crow flies.
As the crow walks.
Yes, as the crow dies and is being put on a skateboard and gently pushed.
Oh,
Um,
what an
And
image.
so actually, that's quite a sort of easy walk in the park compared to some people.
Yeah, I didn't have to go to Stranraer
Yeah,
or Inverness.
there was a friend of mine in Llandudno who wanted to get a test. You see, and they said the closest place is Isle of Man,
Right.
which is just off Portsmouth.
That's not right, is it?
It's not right at all.
No.
Good Lord.
No, well, luckily, all's well that ends well. I'm here. My cold's nearly gone, and I'm not dying, but I may cough a lot.
You're just left with this heavily sexualized voice, this sort of filthy weapon, this vocal filth.
A filthy weapon.
Your filthy vocal weapon that's going to just get people just slipping off their sofas.
Just apropos of nothing, my Tinder bio
Yeah.
is filthy weapon.
Filthy weapon.
Filthy weapon. Everyone's asking where Claire and her Hawes Hotel is. I'm guessing she is working this evening at the Hawes Hotel.
I think at the moment she's hosing down main reception.
Hmm. Probably with hand cream, sanitizer, and water.
Yeah. And also a priest.
And a priest.
And a
Father May I.
Father Alibi. He's always welcome.
Hmm.
She's got a bucket of salt and a scouring pad, and she's just waiting for the next influx on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this evening's show, as usual, is sponsored by wine.
Wine.
www.wine.com.
Wine. Feeling down? Wine.
It's sensible advice. Shames Paul's mate wasn't ill in the 50s. There was a ferry from Llandudno direct to the Isle of Man.
Really was there, Nick Burden? That's amazing news. The only reason I'm from where I live in Devon is because my great-great-grandmother from Waterford in Ireland got on a cattle boat thinking she was going to Scotland to start a new life and got on the wrong boat and ended up in Devon.
Oh.
And that's why my family are all there now.
Oh.
Yes. There you
She's
are.
here. She's here.
Claire's here
She's doused down reception.
with a jiffy cloth and some awful memories. Claire's back.
Awful memories.
How's
Claire-
it going tonight, Claire, in the Hotel of Whores?
I'm sure she's having a grand time listening to the alternate sounds of springs in a mattress and the ahs and oohs of Japanese businessmen.
Prizing offer. Dried condom from the Corby trouser press.
That's right. Hosing down
7 in the morning with a chisel.
when she undoes the sheets in the morning, it sounds like you're opening a packet of crisps.
Oh, dear. Folding up the hotel towels with a croquet mallet.
Oh, Claire says she's not been in the hotel this week. She had a seizure on Monday. I'm so sorry, Claire.
shit. I'm so sorry. That's no good at all.
Sorry. Get well soon, Claire.
Is it any solace, Claire, that maybe you were moved to a whore hospital? Or is that not something you want to hear at this juncture?
Did all the doctors just wear a white coat and have erect penises? No.
Did they all individually offer to take your temperature?
Oh.
To the point where you're like, oh, enough.
Llandudno used to have a tiny chamber of horrors in it, where Cushing, Lee and Price had a combined Gemini birthday dinner in 1983. What about that for a
I
fact?
don't know if that's a fact or not, but I'm hoping it is.
Well, it doesn't say that he was playing bass for Fiddlers 3. I don't know if that's a band. That's a Peter Davison sitcom. Claire was in the hospital from Carry On I went to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. What? Carry on.
Carry on whoring.
Carry on prostitutes. I don't know. As long as you're all right, that's what we're trying to get at.
That is the primary concern this evening. Is that
Yes.
let's all join together in a
It's all wish
mass-
Claire well. She's had a
Hmm.
seizure, for fuck's sake.
yeah, and we'll all. I mean, yes, Tara says it here. Lots of love, Claire. Yeah,
Thank
lots of
you,
love.
Tara Court.
I hope you recover, Claire, in time to work again at the Hawes Hotel.
Yeah, you get your injections, and you'll be right back in the thick of it.
She says she's fine. So
Oh,
stop
I'm glad
going
you're
on
fine.
about it, everybody. Jesus Christ.
And can I ask, is the seizure epilepsy related, or did you just fancy bunking off?
Yeah. So what have you been doing this week, Paul?
Not much. I've been picking. I grew an inordinate amount of tomatoes in the month of March.
Did you grow
I-
any vegetables that look like thingies? That we
I
could send
did, yeah. I grew courgettes that looked a lot like aliens' cocks.
Lovely.
Big green veiny cocks.
Mhm.
I grew lots of tomatoes, radishes, potatoes, onions, spring onions. The thing is that all my other ones were. I had to have bigger pots for tomatoes, and I grew 13 bushes, and now I have a stupid amount of tomatoes.
How much is a stupid amount?
I reckon at the moment I'm picking about 50 a day.
That's a stupid amount.
Yeah, so I'm giving them all to my neighbours. Like, just fucking eat some fucking tomatoes, will you?
We've made it to 10 minutes without me talking about wanking, so I must be ill. Yeah, I'm ill, and so I
God.
don't talk about wanking, but it'll happen, I'm sure. I have every confidence in myself.
Without wanking.
Yeah, if only That's Life was still going. And I think that all the time. Even though it was dreadful telly, it was quite fun.
All I remember as a very young boy is that when the theme tune to That's Life came on, I had to go to bed.
Yeah,
That was the signal. But I'm really happy that my parents allowed me to watch it before going to bed.
because they had a dog that said sausages, and then later on they had a dog that said mash, and then later on they had a dog that said fried breakfast.
They did have that.
They did. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And do you really? And I didn't realize that in the very beginning, they on the chair, sort of with casual quippery advice, was Molly Sugden,
Yes, I read that this week.
and then that turned into Victoria Wood.
Yes, she did it for a bit. That's weird. Isn't it?
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Having a cold never stopped Rod. I know. I mean, he's my
No.
spirit animal in terms of his hobbies. He wrote books and masturbated. I mean, it's like we were from the same egg. I always had the theme to Newsnight being my signal to go to bed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bum 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 bum. Is that the one? Bum bum bum, or is that
Yeah.
Panorama?
No, that's Newsnight.
Oh, I thought Newsnight was bum 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 bum.
Please tell us in the comments. By
Oh,
making
which
that
one was
poll.
which?
I
don't know.
I
Okay.
don't know.
When I was a very, very wee child, as soon as the theme tune to Crossroads started, I would immediately walk upstairs and stand outside my bedroom door because I couldn't reach to open the handle. So not only was I very young, but I was also very much a critic at that
Well,
age.
very much.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that, I'm going to bed.
And also, Benny from Crossroads looked like someone that a
He
child
did.
should fear. Yeah,
He looked like he was called Uncle Fingers.
that's life. Presenter. Kevin
Presenter.
Devine. Welcome this week's guest presenter, Kevin Devine. Latter day Scottish one is from East Kill. No, I think you're being silly.
Yeah, but I'll take anything that people type in front of me as fact.
Tim says Paul's first music was from Newsnight. The second was Tweaky from Buck Rogers being
No, it
electrocuted.
wasn't.
That was actually how they got that. Do you know how they got that sound effect?
Buck's racist. What?
It was they used to get Mel Blanc in his vinegar strokes. Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with any of that.
Hmm.
That seems like
Highway
nothing.
theme on a Sunday night meant school tomorrow. Yeah. Also, I can't think now. Let's forget it. I'm ill. My brain's fuddled.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
maybe we should because we've got a very packed show.
Mm.
Very packed show tonight, haven't we, Jonathan?
We certainly have.
Should we?
We certainly have.
Do a BB, or should we start with our new segment?
Should we do the new one? Yeah.
So we were thinking about introducing something different to the show, and we just thought there's been an awful amount of Friday nights that have come hither and thither over the years,
Hither and dither.
hither and thither and dither and twixt and fro, and we just
Dither.
thought If only there was some way of looking up what was happening on this day in the past. And we looked at September the 11th, and as far as we were concerned, nothing historical has happened on September the 11th. So we had to dig deep down into the archives to find you things that may have happened on this very day in history. And we've got some for you now. So this is very much educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so new that I haven't done a jingle.
Oh, that's fine. So that's in a weird way, John, that's the very first one of on this day. Jonathan Rain couldn't be asked to make a jingle for this segment.
Wow.
There you go. So you've already started us off. So would you like to kick off or shall I?
You kick off.
Okay, so this is really interesting, everyone. On this day in 1876, the game Rock, Paper, Scissors is first introduced to UK shores. Now, the game was a little bit different then, and, well, it was called at the time Rock, Paper, Prostitute with a Knife.
Wow.
There you are.
That's
a
really
fact
good.
for you there.
Well, I dug deep as well. And on this day in 1878, Clark Hippo wrote the seminal book RoboCop 2.
Right.
And it went on to be a bestseller and inspired the film in 1937 called A Song for Teats.
Well, you see, who knew?
Who knew?
Well, listen, on this day in 1901, a very young, I think you'll like this, John, a very young Charlie Chaplin, oh yes.
Oh, I like this.
He gets fired from the Ritz Hotel where he had been working as a bellboy. Now, his crime was sliding down the banisters to amuse the hotel guests. Well, listen, cut to 20 years later, it's 1921, and Charlie Chaplin, now a very famous actor, writer, producer, and director, is now back at the Ritz Hotel, but this time as a guest.
Right.
And do you know what? Do you know what he does when he gets to the Ritz Hotel?
What did he do?
That's right. He fires the manager of the hotel and does a shit on the stairs.
On this day in 1924,
right,
US President Bob Knockers wanked himself.
I remember Bob Knockers really well.
Yeah,
he was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was well respected. He wanked himself to death in the Rose Garden of the White House.
Yeah,
and his last words were, "Oh no,"
which is what they would be.
Okay.
Well, Jonathan Knickerbocker Rain, on this day in 1848, Captain Matthew Webb is the first recorded person in history to attempt to drink the English Channel.
No, did he succeed?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, well, Paul Ulysses Litchfield.
Yes, sir.
1976. On this day, Disco was born.
Disco
to Mr. and Mrs. Disco at 9:36 a.m.
That's drifting horribly into and here's the news. Wonderful. Now, on this day in 1942, Enid Blyton publishes the very first of her famous 5 novels with the much-loved classic Five Skinner Commie.
Couldn't do that these days.
No, well, it was very much of its time.
PC Gone Mad.
Yeah.
Who was in the Noddy books, of course.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Paul, you know we're talking about doing deep dives.
Oh, yes, sir.
I did a very deep dive. On this day in 1476.
Whoa!
The witch trial of Agatha Dumps were in their 3rd week. Really? And she was able to call her familiar Eccles the mouse to the stand, who told the court that in fact she was a chicken.
Thus innocent.
Innocent.
Yeah, brilliant. And finally, for me, on this day in 1975, Florence Nightingale appears for the very first time on the £10 banknote, replacing, of course, Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, he was on there for years.
Years he was on there. Yeah.
Even though they don't know what he looked like.
Yeah. Well, it was a silhouette, you see.
Yeah.
And if you caught it, and he was cutting the for a brief time, he was cutting the £10 in half, which is why he also appeared on the £5 note.
Oh dear.
So
Well,
that was
fine.
on this day. There's no jingle, there's no sting because
Oh, no,
John
I've still got
could
one left.
not be asked. Oh, there's one more.
Yeah. It's 5 each, Paul.
Sorry, I'm.
On this day in 1897, I do feel like, and finally, Queen Victoria's favourite surgeon, Dr. James Nookie, fell down the stairs on a gurney after seeing a nurse sunbathing on top of the hospital. He infamously left a person-sized hole in the wall when he went through it, which remains there to this very day. And that's on this day,
Wow.
which I didn't make a jingle for.
No. Well, you will next time. And do you know what? I think we've all learned an awful amount of what happened on this very day, September the 11th, throughout history.
I tell you what, Paul, they call it history. I call it herstory.
Her story.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Nothing else happened on this day. Mate.
No. Nothing else happened on this day. No. Sorry. Really sorry.
Yeah, but you know,
Comments. Give me your comments, please.
well, we've got some comments here. We've got, for instance, this one's quite interesting. On this day, 1941, the construction of the Pentagon begins in Arlington County, Virginia. I don't believe that happened. Sorry.
Yeah, see, I do.
Jack Ripper's favourite soup was oxtail. Interesting.
Right. I would have thought it'd be cockaliki, but there you go.
And who knew so much happened on this day?
No one. No one knew. No one knew. Not even historians knew.
If only they commemorated Dr. Nookie.
Dr. Nookie!
They did make a film of it. I don't remember what it was called, though.
No.
This is Diane's jingle.
On this day! Yeah, I think that could work.
Please, can you tell me what happened on this day?
Yeah, we just have.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the jingle that you want us to do?
Well, I think they're asking me to bastardize.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, I see. It's really hard with when people type in comments to get emotional context.
Context,
everyone.
Context is everything.
Yeah.
Especially
It really is. I mean, you could be up in front of the judge and you stand here accused of murdering 14 people in a holiday camp in Somerset in 1987. What say you? And you could go, well, yeah, but do you know the context? And he'd be like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Tell me more.
Well, what happened was, and then you do a jaunty song.
Yeah, what happened was I hated the boxers. They got on me nerves. They were on the monorail. I had a fucking hearse spare. Put them in the hearse and took them to the ground. Wanked all over it. Give me a pound. Give that man a pound. And then, you get away with it, don't you?
I mean, people mock it, but justice, when it's done properly, it's a
People
beautiful
mock
thing.
the judicial system, don't
Yeah. But they've got a hard job to do.
Very hard job to do.
Monorail deaths are more common than you think.
It's very hard working in the Royal Courts of Justice on Fleet Street because they've got a lot of those living statues in the court, like trying to put you off. So there'll be one all in silver like that.
Yeah.
And obviously it won't move.
Awful.
Yeah. And you have to get on with pleading your case, and there's just that.
A friend of mine used to be a monorail driver, and he got promoted and he started driving a normal train.
Right.
But he couldn't do it because he had a one-track mind.
Okie dokie.
I drink some more wine and hope everything gets better.
Drink some more wine, John.
I would take issue with this. On this day in 1987, John had his first wank. That is ridiculous. It was 2 days ago in 1987.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. I do not know about your nocturnal habits.
As it's a packed show, so we have a bit of a game of something.
We probably should. We should probably launch into a game of blankety blank, shouldn't we?
Why not?
All right.
And appearing tonight on
Blankety blank,
Blankety blank,
David Hamilton,
blankety blank,
June Whitfield,
blankety blank,
Derek Nimmo,
blankety blank,
Wendy Richards,
blankety blank,
blankety blank,
Kenny Everett, Sally James, and here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Hello, everyone. Born from an egg on a mountain top. Wogan is funky. He'll never stop.
Never.
How are you, everyone? Of course, I remember you can't speak back. Well, how are you, young Jonathan Rain?
I'm very well. Well, I'm not well, actually. I'm quite well.
I've heard you've had a touch of the old sniffles.
I have a bit, Terry. Sorry.
Well, just remember what old Mrs. W used to say, which was, it's not the cough that carries you off, it's the coffin they carry you off in. It's a lovely old rhyme, that,
It's a lovely
if
rhyme.
somewhat inordinately depressing. Now, listen, old Tell, back down from cloud open brackets, 9 close brackets. I cannot tarry around for so long, because I tell you what, old Tell's lucky. He's only going on a nature trail up in heaven with the old hairy naturalist himself, David Bellamy. You know David with his squeamy weemy, whammy squeamy. Old Tell,
Great nuts.
grapple we great nuts. Old
Yeah.
Tell's quite the gifted mimic, like a minor bird, but in beige slacks. So listen, old Tell cannot hang around. He's on a nature trail with old David B. And old David says he's got his box brownie handy, and he can't wait to take a camera, well, a decent shot, he says, of a red admiral sipping the nectar off Mrs. Wogan's freshly exposed rosebud. So I can't hang around too long. Now listen, it's super match game. Now the first person to type in Wogan's whiskey whistle gets to play. And in the meantime, we'll have some thinking music. Stum, 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 stum. Don't forget to put your light on, Kinnear. Stum, 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 stum.
Tim Coleman.
Tim Coleman again with his fried egg hands gets to play the old super match. Now, it's a very simple one this week because old Tell hasn't had much time. Let's reveal the legend, Eugene. And the legend is Donkey Blank. Now, have a little think, Tim, there. Donkey Blank. In the meanwhile, I'll go over to John. We've done Ham. We've done Judkin. We've done Craven. We've done the Baptist.
Lennon.
John Lennon. John Lennon. How are you, John? Your long-haired lover from Liverpool.
Very well, Terry.
I see you also have a cold, John.
I do.
Tell me about the old sit-in protest there with old Oh No Yoko Ono.
We sat in the bed, Terry, for a
How
week.
long? How long did a week was it in that bed?
We were just trying to get us some peace, and then in the end, they told us to peace off.
I see there, old John. But my question for you is, when you were doing your lay-in for the old Peace Corps,
Yes.
what did you do when you needed a number 1 or a number 2?
I did an oh no on Yoko.
Oh no!
And
Oh
I did an
dear!
oh two out of the window.
Good lord! Well, I think there's enough there, enough there for historians to start rewriting the history books. So, it's Donkey Blank, John of Lennon. What
Yeah.
say you, Donkey Blank?
Quixote.
Don Quixote, what do you say? Wonderful stuff there. Old Wogan's going to go with a very traditional answer, which is, of course, Donkey Sanctuary. Now, Tim, you can go with John's Quixote, or you can go with Hotel Sanctuary, or you can have one of your own. What are you going to go for, Tim? Have a little think.
He's gone for donkey bread, Terry.
Donkey bread, of course. One of the most popular breads in the old Wogan household when he was growing up in Limerick. Let's see. You never know. You might get on the leaderboard here. Let's have a look. For 50 blanks, it is, of course, Donkey Haunting. The Donkey Haunting. When your home is inexplicably haunted by us.
I thought you were going to go into Rent-A-Ghost, Terry. When your
Oh, if
home
you-
is full of...
If your mansion house needs haunting, just call Des O'Connor. But that's a different thing altogether. Little joke there from Tell. Never mind, Tim. Let's see. Maybe bread could be the 100 blank. Let's see. For 100 blanks, it is, of course, Stalker. Donkey Stalker. Which is, of course, the bane of most donkey sanctuaries, where they have to build those high walls to keep the old stalkers out from... I don't know what they want to do with those donkeys, but
They look at them through binoculars.
they look at them through the old binoculars, says John. But for 150 blanks, do not worry, Tim. I feel it in me old ethereal bones. This could be the one. Donkey bread, say you. Well, Supermatch say... Donkey lasagna!
They cook them in an oven.
Donkey lasagna there, Tim. Never mind. I'll tell you what, people often poo-poo a donkey lasagna, but I don't know if you've ever tried one. It's absolutely delicious. A little bit stubborn to get onto the fork, though. That's an old joke from Tell. Anyway, back up to David. He's getting rather impatient. I'll see you later. Avanti!
And appearing tonight on
Blankety blank,
David Hamilton,
blankety blank,
June Whitfield,
blankety blank,
Derek Nimmo,
blankety blank,
Wendy Richards,
blankety blank,
Kenny Everett, Sally James, and here's your host on Terry Wogan.
I always forget about the Whiston bit at the end.
You do. But thanks, Tell. Thanks, Tell. He's so good at
Thanks,
it,
Terry.
coming down week after week.
Oh, and thanks, John Lennon.
Yeah, John was great.
Good, wasn't he?
Yeah, I love the way he said binoculars. Now, old Paul has to replenish his drink, John. So can you fill in for like 15 to 30 seconds?
I can. Go.
Go.
Hi, everybody. It's me again. Apologies for my illness and my voice if it's bothering you. Obviously, I can leave and we'll get somebody else in, like, for instance, Jeff Capes and his budgies. Please feel free to fire in a question and I'll do my best to answer in as best as I can with the voice that I currently possess. I think your Lennon is better than your Brando. Thanks, Mr. Rox. Oh, and Mr. Rox is doing his wanking walk. It's still happening. He's heading along the Thames path, I believe, to find the best spots to make spots. So well done to you. Hello, Neil. Nice to see you again. Nice to see all of you again. Are you in for questioning, John? Yes, I am. I am a vicious pervert. Any regrets, John? Only that my parents called me John. Horrible. When is the next Smash? Oh no, here we go. It jumped. When is the next Smash Pod Groaning? Well, Groaning Sound we're recording on Wednesday. So that'll be soon. Smash, I have to get around to editing them. I'm going to do it soon. I know, it's been too long. It's quite a sexy voice you have in your ear. Claire, this is not your hotel. Paul, it's gone all sordid in the comments.
Has it? Are people talking about your rather gorgeous sort of, like a sort of Alpha Rulalenska?
It does sound like Rugalensk, doesn't it? Oh,
You
Dennis
do.
Waterman, you're so kinky.
You're so
Mr. Ox had 12 wanks today. Good for you.
Good Lord, hang on, he's doing a big walk.
I did say, yeah, he's checking the Thames. Jeff Capes used to own a sports shop near where I grew up. First time I saw him there, he convinced me to buy cheaper trainers than I wanted, and he went bust soon after.
Oh,
I remember him going on the Sooty Show, ripping a phone box in two, and that blew my young mind.
a phone box.
Sorry, phone book. Jesus
I was gonna
Christ.
Because if he ripped a phone box in two, that's fucking amazing.
I imagine it, the camera turning to Sweep. Sweep has his face like he had last week. Sooty looked shocked. And I imagine Sue just going, fucking hell.
Fuck me.
Fancy organising Smash outing to watch the upcoming Bond. I don't think that'd be possible, will it? With the
No,
old
cannot be
social
done.
distancing.
But when all this is over, we will definitely do a live JP somewhere or a live
will.
Smirchy somewhere, and we want you all to come. It'd be amazing. We
Mm.
can do a show, and afterwards we can all get drunk together, and that'd be brilliant.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Ah,
Hopefully my voice won't be so disgusting for all
it
of
might
you.
get worse. Your voice
Oh.
might deteriorate to the point where it's so sexual that only dogs and bats can hear it.
We don't want bats. They caused the old coronavirus, didn't they?
Do they though? Do bats cause coronavirus?
Well, a
When
man
was
ate
the last time you had a run-in with a bat?
last week.
Oh shit! Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Oh, you said bat. I thought you said cat.
Oh, okay. No, I said bat because they mind their own beeswax, don't they? Bats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They
fine.
come out at night when you're all in bed. What else do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Having a go at the fucking bats now. Leave them alone.
Arseholes.
Not
People that watch
doing
the show are
anything.
pricks.
Yeah, bats arseholes.
Because we've got a packed show, should we have some tales of the unexpected?
Ooh. Yeah, all right. I don't mind. That'd be brilliant.
Well, we might as well. Because
do
we've
it.
got a packed show.
Right. Oh shit! That was
I need
quick.
to make that jingle longer, don't I?
You do? Yeah, I wasn't ready at all.
No, sorry. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first this time.
Okay.
Go.
This one. I mean, if you've not watched us before, just to give some context, because that's the important word of today's show.
Yeah.
When after Roald Dahl sadly passed away while wanking, we went into his shed and we found down the back of his sofa some unpublished Tales of the Unexpected.
Loads of them.
Loads. So we're going through them week by week. And this one I found particularly amusing. I guess scary, I mean.
Okay.
Terrifying. This is called Farming Today. Welsh farmer Daffyd Dill was having a great day. He'd ploughed all his fields, fed all of his livestock, and was just settling down to a nice hot ploughman's lunch. However, his day was about to take a sinister turn when his wife came downstairs and announced she was pregnant. Now, usually this news would be the best news in the world. However, on this occasion, it was the worst, as Daffyd's wife had died in 1983, and she only liked anal.
That was unexpected.
Mm.
That was unexpected. Wow. Good Lord. I mean, try and make that into a 25-minute fucking Portman 2 episode ITV. I dare you.
Oh, put that on a duvet.
Yeah, shove that on a pillowcase, you fucking. Anyway. My first story is called Dr. Song. Anyway. Leonard Nutella takes everything he sees or hears literally.
Literally.
Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, sings Mary Poppins on his TV. But not for Leonard, who has type 2 diabetes and ends up having both his legs amputated from the neck down. I mean, wow.
I'll tell you honestly.
Yeah.
That terrified me.
Yes, I can see.
Mm.
I can see that.
This one's called Race Against Pride. For
Continue.
Formula One racing driver Dildo Fanning approached the podium with trepidation. Yeah, it's true. He won the race and will rightly collect the magnum of champagne for doing so. However, it's also true that his winning car was given magic powers by an angry wizard who will turn Dildo into a dog's dick if he doesn't collect his laurel and then spunk off his penis like a champagne bottle over the other drivers. Live on TV.
Oh my god. My favorite bit was, yeah, he won the race. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
he sort of kind of won the race.
Yeah, he won the race.
Yeah, he won the race. Wow. I mean, that really just kept on giving. Okay. This one's called Shame Levels. It makes sense. While setting up and testing microphone levels for a local band, Far Canal, Marcus Bread gets the worst microphone feedback of his life. The microphone tells him that he's got a micro penis, everyone hates his ironic Jethro Tull bandana, and his halitosis could strip the red paint off a phone box. Keyword there being feedback.
I liked it and I got it. It's good.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you.
But also terrifying.
Oh, simply terrifying. I mean, everything Roald Dahl wrote was utterly, bafflingly terrifying.
This one's called A Kind of Magic.
Hang on, introduce it exactly the same way.
This one's called A Kind of Magic. Magician Beep Halfords. So Magician Beep Halfords had sworn
Beep,
Beep.
as in beep beep.
Yeah.
Beep Halfords.
Yeah. That's his name, Paul. Don't laugh
Beep
at his name.
Halfords.
Beep Halfords. It's a perfectly respectable name.
The name's Halfords. Beep Halfords.
Beep Halfords.
Oh my god.
Magician Beep Halfords had sawn a woman in half before, but never his own mother, and never in the garage, and never with a Black & Decker workmate, and never after he'd murdered her, and never after she'd accused him of eating the last hot dog, especially never after hitting her with a hammer. His dog, Donny Osmond, told him to do it, and his dog, he wasn't a dog at all. He was 8 bank robbers in a car.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Poor old Beep Halford.
Beep Halfords.
Beep Halford's there.
Who died today?
Okay, well, my next story is called UFO. Now, Jonathan.
Yeah, sorry.
According to UK law, whoever discovers a new planet has the honour of naming it. Imagine the surprise of the Chipping Norton Astronomy Club when founder member Leslie Spector reveals his find and calls the planet, "One member of our group was kicked out of the local swingers party for dipping his cock in a chocolate fountain." I mean, it just spine tingling.
Bone tingling.
Spine tingling.
Oh, my glasses are steaming up.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, well, this one's called Darting Across the Globe. Being the first woman to fly solo around the world was always the dream of Lovida Cox. Now her dream was coming true as she navigated her way across the globe. However, it was quickly turning into a nightmare as it became apparent that her aeroplane was actually Eric Bristow off his tits on MDMA.
Whoa. That literally went into my mind. That was truly diabolical, John. Well, this one is called the Freshwater Flasher. Doesn't make any sense at all, but maybe when we get some context, all will be revealed. Oscar Gryffindor is addicted to salmon. Tin. What? Yes. Oscar Gryffindor is addicted to salmon, John. Tinned, cured, or even raw in sushi form. He eats so much of the bloody salmon stuff that one day, for no reason, he's suddenly compelled to walk 280 miles back to the village where he was born to frantically wank into a puddle before drowning himself. Because that's what salmons do. That's what they do.
Okay, this one, last one for this week is called. Oh no, you got one more, haven't you?
Yeah, but don't worry.
My last one is called Peak Practice. Mountain climber Papa Bottoms reached the peak of Everest at noon. He was just setting up base camp when he noticed a frozen body nearby. So he walked over to investigate and got the shock of his life. It wasn't any normal dead body. This was his dad, who 20 years earlier had gone to make a cup of tea during a sex scene in Fatal Attraction and never returned. And in his hand, his cock.
You said that exactly the way how BBC weathermen go back to the main news story. And that's all from the weather and his cock. Wow. Okay, well, my last story is called Cumulus Rumpus. Frankie Hostage.
Oh my God.
Christ on a bike.
This is our best week for names ever, by the way.
Frankie Hostage looks up into the sky to gaze at the clouds. A fun game is to try and see the many shapes that they can sometimes form. And soon enough, Frankie almost can see a monkey and what looks like Dustin Hoffman. Now, he thinks nothing more of it, but the next day, whilst visiting the local zoo, he accidentally slips on a discarded DVD of Rain Man, falling into a gorilla enclosure where the male silverback tears him a new arsehole. There you go, psychic clouds there.
I tell you what, I'm not sleeping tonight.
No, I am never going to sleep again.
No.
I tell you what, I'm very glad to see is BBC weatherman Thomas Schaffernacker has finally had a haircut, because he was during lockdown he was very much, they were all going, "Oh, you still haven't had a haircut, Thomas?" And then back in the time where obviously haircuts were allowed, he still was digging deep and wasn't doing it, and he was getting very 90s sort of. I'm trying to think what he would look. He was sort of looking a bit like Gaz from that band. And
Supergrass.
yes, that's the ones. And he was refusing to budge, but he's finally relented and he's gone back to a much more sensible square back and sides. And it's a shame. I wanted him to carry on. I liked him digging his heels in. And
You want him to eventually be Cousin It?
yeah, I was hoping he would do that. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, we must have comments after all that. Yeah, Beep Halfords definitely needs its own. Beep Halfords is literally like someone from the day to day. Local reporter Beep Halfords.
Beep is the new Halfords mascot.
Yeah, brilliant. Beep, beep.
Bank robbers are always going to come in because I am a terribly predictable person.
6 bank robbers, isn't it? It has to be 6.
No, it's 8 now.
Oh, is it 8 now? Is it?
It's gone from 4 to 5 to 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a fan? Because I know you're a big fan of films. Are you a fan of the heist movie in general?
Yeah.
Do you like a heist movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just.
Which one are you particularly thinking of?
No, I'm just thinking of heist. I've got a real love-hate with them. They're either fucking appalling, it's so appalling that I just switch off, or they're like ooh, and it's really hard to get the good ones nowadays.
They should do a British heist movie, but
yeah, they should definitely do it. No one's done a British heist movie.
They shouldn't do one. I mean, they should do one. I'd like to see another film about the Krays or about the Essex Boys.
I love that. I love that. The only time I was ever in a film was in an awful British gangster film called GMT, Greenwich Mean Time.
Oh, I thought it was Gin Metonic.
Gin Matonica.
That would be a good Scottish heist movie. Jim McTonic.
Jim McFucking Tonic. What you doing in London, you cunt? I'm just here for a keeper.
And he throws a caper over his shoulder and it lands in a diamond factory and they steal the ball.
It's not a caper, it's just a caper. So it's just a tiny little...
Well, because he sounds like caper when he says it in Scottish.
Tiny coujon he throws over his shoulder. Yeah.
I know, for instance, that...
You're fucking weird, you are.
I know Claire from the Hall Hotel, when she says caper, it sounds like caber. Because she always says to a gentleman guest as they come in, "Will you be bringing your caper?"
Anyway, the point is, the only film I've ever been in, I got cut from.
What?
Yeah, there was one small scene where I played a very posh drug dealer trying to ingratiate himself in the East End from like Hampstead, and it got cut from the entire film.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's called GMT, and it came like 3-4 years after all those fucking glut of that sort of film, Guy Ritchie films we had in the late 90s. Ugh.
Like
appalling.
Snatch.
Yeah, like Vag, yeah.
Yeah. Lock, Stock, and 16 packets of peanuts.
That's the one.
And Revolting.
2 pints of lager and a packet of Crays.
Oh, that would be a brilliant name for a film.
Yeah, but never make it.
Do you think the fact that there's never been a good British heist movie is because of the fact that although the Krays sound romantic, they were quite,
I have a weird thing about... I genuinely, like, especially mafia films, I've never really... Even if it's a well-made whatever, I just don't... I hate this. They were good to their mums and they love their own. Yeah, but they were inexplicably horrible, nasty cunts constantly. All the British gangster flicks, all those mafia ones. Yeah, we're just good to our mothers and we provide for our. Yeah, but you're just still butchering and killing millions and scaring everyone into loving you. And
Did you see The Irishman,
Yes, I saw The Irishman.
where Robert De Niro was playing Frankenstein's monster all the way through?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
There's a bit where he's looking in a car and he looks like Frankenstein's monster, and then Joe Pesci appears looking like a witch. And he says, "Hey, kid, can I help you with that engine?" And it's like, kid, he's about 70.
Yeah.
The de-aging wasn't very good, is what I'm saying.
No, nor was the script and the film and the.
I
I've just had enough of this this sort of weird celebration of really horrible people.
Oh, look, Sexy Beast technically yes, Sexy Beast is a heist movie, and it's the only movie where Lovejoy gets bummed.
Hang on, there's five, six,
I
seven.
forgot about
There's
Lovejoy
9
Nights.
episodes of Lovejoy where Tinker interferes with him.
Lovejoy Nights, that was.
Oh,
The
Lovejoy,
erotic-
yeah.
The erotic Lovejoy series.
Well, if you
Because-
like Lovejoy tonight on BBC One at 7:15, tune in for Lovejoy Nights at 11:30.
Every week, Lovejoy would bend over to pick something up, and Tinker would go, "Oh, I've just seen a lovely antique table."
Yeah. No,
And
I
the
remember who was the guy with the motorbike in it?
Eric.
Eric used to sometimes bend over polishing his bike, and Tinker would go, "Oh, bend over a bit more. I'll show you my maker's mark." And that was disgusting at the time.
And they'd make love in slow motion to the theme, like da, 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 da. And you know the bit at the end where it goes boo. That's when he
Yeah.
ejaculates.
Yeah, and then you saw an arc of what's probably back in the time milk being thrown, but in slow motion, and it would fall on a velvet glove, and it
Oh,
had,
velvet
Tinker's initials on it, and then he would lick it. That's when I used to
Horrible.
stop watching.
And it had that thing that they used to put at the bottom of portrait paintings, like a gold plaque with an engraving
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah,
and it would say "Love from Tinker." Horrible.
yeah. Most episodes featured a really old portrait that Lovejoy realized was a fake, and then they'd thin the paint down, and then it was more often than not, a full frontal picture of Tinker exposing his anus.
Tinker, though, I mean, I don't know if you remember this from Lovejoy Nights, but Tinker had a massive penis.
Dudley Sutton was known for having his penis was almost the same size. David Attenborough does confirm as
Yeah.
a blue whale.
Blue whale.
As a blue whale, yeah. So it's about sort of 6 to 8 foot long.
But unfortunately, it had the girth of a pencil.
Yes, that was his problem. And what he used to do is he used to wind it 3 or 4 times around his thigh, then round back up his shoulders, and the auxiliary girth he would use as a scarf.
You know what he used to do to earn extra money? Was
Right.
when they did productions of Mr. Men, he would play Mr. Tickle's arms.
Mr. Tickle's arms. Yes,
Just painted it orange and put an oven glove on the end.
Which is weird because it's the only time when watching the animated Mr. Men where it would go into full-on film.
And then you'd hear Arthur Lowe go, "Here comes Mr. Tickle." Fucking hell, what's that?
You get Arthur Lowe occasionally going, "What the fuck is that?"
Arthur, don't worry about it. Just carry on. Here comes Mr. Tickle's arm. And I'm really not comfortable with this. It looks like Dudley Sutton's penis. It is Dudley Sutton's penis. Right. Okay.
First positions, loves.
Okay. I'll go again. You know what? I realized when I used to read Mr. Men books to my children, if
Yeah.
you replaced Mr. Tickle's book with the word gun instead of tickling,
Right.
it's the diary of a mass shooter. Because
Okay.
he goes around town tickling people, and at one point he even goes to school and tickles someone.
Wouldn't that also apply to a lot of the Mr. Men books if they've just replaced it with Mr. Gun? Like Mr. Happy was Mr. Gun.
Hmm.
Mr. Gun's really happy today. He went outside and
There's a really good one called Mr. Clumsy. Where he
Mm.
puts the whole book dropping shit.
He causes the Profumo scandal, doesn't he?
Fumo scandal, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the last frame of the book, it says, no, it wasn't Mr. Clumsy. It was Mr. It was the one where he was confused, like he had dementia.
Oh, Mr. Utree.
Yeah, Mr. Utree. And he'd be like, and you know what he did? He put the milk in the oven, he put the saucepan in the fridge, and he put the thing in the thing, and they said, "Do you know what he did next?" And I thought, "Shot himself."
Shat himself.
Or shot himself. Or shot himself. Yeah, just was like, I can't go on like this. Every time I want milk, it's in the oven. Every time I want a stew, it's in the fridge. I can't go on like this. And it's just the last scene where he's just like,
Well, it's late at night at Mr. Manland, and there's a light on Mr. Men Close, but it's 11 o'clock at night. Oh, look, there's Mr. Yewtree. What's he doing? He's putting his laptop in a bin.
and then you get the news reports the next day. Mr. Happy next door saying, "Well, he kept himself to himself. You know, he seems so nice."
Well, the last shot is Mr. Yewtree in handcuffs going, if it wasn't for Mr. Nosy, I could have got away with this.
That's right.
Yeah.
The funny thing about the Mr. Men books is that when you buy them now, there's a trick. Is that when you can see the trick now, but when initially you buy a Mr. Men book, so it was like Mr. Happy, and it would say by Roger Hargreaves.
Yes.
But then for a while they released new ones that were shit.
I didn't know that they would tell his sexual preference as well. That's weird.
Yeah, he was bi. Yeah. But when you buy the new ones, it just says Mr. Clumsy goes to dogging, and it'll just say Roger Hargreaves. It's not written by him. It's written by his son. They're using his name.
Oh.
Unacceptable.
And what's his son called? Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. No, his son is called Harold Shipman.
Well, comments must know.
Well, this is a comment.
Lovejoy 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Lovejoy 3, the clumps.
The clumps.
Shouldn't Mr. Tickle be on some sort of register?
I think it's what we've been alluding to.
That's what we've been alluding to, yeah.
Yeah. He'd be a very good pickpocket as well, wouldn't he?
Nolan should definitely reboot the Lovejoy trilogy and IMAX. Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
No, I've not seen Tenet.
I'm
but
not
it
going
feels
to.
like-
It's going to
It
get
feels
on my
like it's a
nerves.
remake of the Red Dwarf episode backwards. And I want to see a bit where Robert Pattinson's having a poo and then does that.
Oh, I see. Or someone is sick and it goes back in their mouth. That'll happen, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovejoy 6, Antiques on Patrol. You've confused your Police Academy sequels there. You've let yourself down, Andy.
That's all right. I don't mind that bleeding into something else. That's...
Lovejoy 4, Antiques on Patrol.
Oh, I see. Yes. You
Want to do Lovejoy 6, City Under Siege.
Yeah, City Under Siege is what your words.
Dudley Sutton's old chap played bass and Walk Like an Egyptian. Possibly. See Tenet. See Tenet. Is that a Scottish thing? See Tenet.
I'm not sure if I want to. I'm a bit.
No.
Whenever he
I
does
don't want coronavirus.
when he does no, it's not that. Whenever fucking he does mind-bending sci-fi, I find it inordinately dull. That's the problem.
He should do a Confessions of a Window Cleaner remake.
Yeah, Confessions of the Ecuadorian Embassy.
I want them to bring back Robert Pattinson to play Robin Asquith, and Asquith could be like I imagine the interview on set, and it's like Nolan, because he does this. Who does that?
That's him. That's him.
Like, so for this one, we wanted to get the real proper solution, so we brought Robin Asquith in as an on-set advisor. Asquith, they're going, do it more in the suds. Get your bum right up in the air. Go on. Do this.
What you need is more denim jeans, high cut.
And I want Hans Zimmer to do a version of "This Is Your Life, Timmy Lee," and I want Tony Booth to be played by Liam Neeson. And I want a scene where Liam Neeson takes a woman into a shed and has sex with her so much that the shed falls down.
Oh, so is it like that? Boom.
He does that in Confessions of a Holiday Camp. He takes a lady into a shed.
Right.
And it's so exquisite with his love. Let's say exquisite with his lovemaking that the shed collapses.
Wonderful.
And that is every man's dream.
Every man's dream. What was who was the Oxo lady and also gifted
Cindy Bellingham. She's also in Confessions of a Driving Instructor.
Yes, Confessions of a Driving Instructor, where she's attempting to wank him off, and some builders accidentally lift the car up to be crushed.
And she gets a fish down her top, and she gets Robin to try to kind of catch it, and he keeps grabbing her breasts. It's hilarious.
Of course, yeah.
I'd like that to be by Christopher Nolan, please.
Yeah. That's nice.
Someone
I want you to get my hand on your bloaters, and you've got your hand on me pollocks.
There you
Would
go.
have probably been the line.
John and Paul's hairs are trying to reach out to each other. Oh, because of this. Yeah.
Trying to connect.
I had my. No, I'm not going to go into my vanity things, but I'm annoyed about it.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm mildly annoyed about it. Yeah.
Do you use a product?
I use wax.
You use wax. I see. Earwax or
Every
floor
morning I wax off.
I see. I don't use product. I just let it stand laurel its way into whatever it needs to do.
Paul, I've known you, what, 3.5 years?
Yes, absolutely.
You always have excellent hair.
Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir.
I was thinking earlier, actually, do you know Cobra Kai? Have you heard of this?
Yes, yes.
It's a Karate Kid sequel, reboot thing.
I'm not interested.
It's from the perspective of the Johnny character from Karate Kid.
Right.
I was thinking you could do that with Carry On
Okay.
and put the films from the perspective of somebody else.
Right.
You could effectively remake Carry On Again, Doctor from the perspective of Sid James. You could make it a prequel. I think it's Carry On Again, Doctor, where Sid James has got the African surgery in the middle of the jungle.
Oh yes, yeah. That's when he's Sid Boozy again.
Yeah, and he's making the love potion.
He's making whiskey and also love potions. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could put the whole film from his perspective, where Jim Dale turns up and he's just like, I think that'd be great. I think Netflix should get in touch with us, and we can make a fortune.
We can greenlight that.
Because retro is so in. If you can give a prequel to something that's already doesn't need a prequel.
What you need to do is you need to do a retro Carry On film now on Netflix, where everyone delivers all constant innuendo but deadpan. No one laughs.
Yeah.
It's really poorly lit and grey and gritty. Just lots of people just going, cool, they look like whoppers.
And the
No
music,
no one
the
laughs.
ambient thing of
Yeah, it's lots of that. I am
especially for the Nolan Confessions film with Hans Zimmer doing the music.
I think
Also, I want to see a slow motion shot of Pattinson's ass going up and down in the foam.
right.
With Hans Zimmer's Gladiator score. It's like, and then a close up of Pattinson's mugging face, like, beautiful. Talking of Pattinson, have you seen The Lighthouse, Paul?
I have, and I loved it.
Isn't it fucking amazing?
Yeah, of course it is. Fucking
I only
great.
watched it a couple of days ago, and oh my god, I loved it.
Fucking horrible slow drip nightmare of madness, and I loved every bit of it.
It's so brilliant that it came out this year because it just encapsulates.
I think that's why I'm really happy about him taking on Batman. Is just because over the last sort of 5 to 8 years, Pattinson's done some brilliantly odd, offbeat, mad movie choices.
I
So I'm like, fuck it, I can't wait for that.
want to see a scene in the new Batman film where he's wanking off to a picture of Catwoman, but not a picture, a wooden carving.
Right.
But you're right. He's become a very, very interesting actor, and that's very good.
Yeah, he's become like an agent provocateur.
He's like totally out there. He's like totally out.
He's like an enfant terrible.
I was telling Jocasta the other day, he's like totally out there.
He's so fucking out there, and so I'm really amazed. I think
And
he's
you're
gonna
like,
be great.
I was out there, and then he was in there, and then I went out there, and he was out there again.
See, I'll welcome any Batman film. That's my problem, because even a shit
I do
Batman
the same.
film,
I open the door and I say,
I like.
"In you come, Batman!"
In you come, petty love.
And then they all come in, and I watch them, and I'm like, "I didn't like that one."
Yeah. Well, that's the rule. But I'll happily let another one. I will let the right Batman in.
And
And
this looks like right Batman, doesn't it?
It looks lovely. I'm liking a little sneak peeky of maybe what could possibly be the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell.
Well, Claire Horehouse has just mentioned this. She says, "No, she didn't. Where is it?" The comments jumped again. Fuck you, comments. No, forget it. It was probably.
Fiddler. Carry On Batman is definitely the Fiddler.
Anyway, she mentioned that Colin Farrell is the Penguin, so that's interesting. There we go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm still not. Yeah, it's a very good makeup. It doesn't look anything like him.
Really, really.
What I love
well-
about it, it's you know when you played those Arkham games
Yeah,
on
I
the PlayStation.
loved them.
What you loved about that is that it was already it was a shaped universe, and it was
Yeah.
already there, and this film feels like that. There's no fucking about with origin stories and all
In
that.
the games as well, they were really clever with casting the Penguin Oswald Cobblepot as a real awful sort of East End cunt,
Yeah.
trying to sound occasionally poosh, but he was a right fucking cunt.
He was a right old barrel of monkeys.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like
barrel
that.
of monkeys. It's time for another game.
Oh,
Because it's time for, and you know what? There was a very sweet comment today, and bless me, no, not bless me, hate me,
Kirsty.
curse me. I've forgotten who said it, but whoever you are, thank you so much. They said that after a horrible week that it's been for them personally, the one thing that
Oh,
through it is singing this in their head, and bless you.
Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah. It's good to talk.
I can tell you exactly who that was,
Oh, please do.
and that was Zainab Badawi,
Oh, Zainab Badawi, of course, of Channel
which
4.
is really lovely of her to say that, wasn't it?
Beautiful. If you've not watched before,
It was Matt, but at far away.
thank you, Matt.
On,
Thank you.
on Twitter.
Honestly, I read that today and I thought that's the nicest thing I've read for ages. That's
Isn't that
lovely.
lovely? Yeah.
Because that was a jingle I made in about 5 seconds.
No, you don't say.
No, I did. I found a song on. I'm giving away secrets here, but there was a song on my computer, an instrumental that did that tune, and I sang that to it, and here we are. And I feel like I'm on VH1 behind the music here. Anyway, if you've not played before, the rules are such: I will show you a lookalike, and Paul will get it first, then you, and then you have to guess who the fuck it is. Sponsored by
Now-
British Telecom.
Have we yet had someone who could never fathom it, or are we still unblemished?
Oh, we've had a couple who haven't.
Oh, have we? Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're at the top of the hour, so we should. The phone lines are open. 0899
Oh,
50.
thank God for that.
Paul's got 67 minutes a second. Please ask permission of the bill payer, and don't phone in. It's just for fun. And remember that all money goes to Paul.
Me, I'm hoping.
It's to you, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Good.
I'm hoping I'll get
Good.
some. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so Paul,
Yeah,
please can you tell me who the fuck is this?
I'm trying. Okay. Well, is that Adele before she's got a new look?
Adele. No, I'm thinking this lookalike needs to work on it, doesn't she? Because Adele is now a Jamaican princess.
She is. It's only just because she's got a beehive. That's the only reason.
Oh, behave, Adele.
Oh, beehive.
Right, in that case, ladies and gentlemen of the comments, who's this?
Okay. I mean, to me, it looks like a very wonderful, erudite Tom Stoppard, but I know it isn't.
Oh, you wish, baby. It's not Jeff Capes, no.
No, it's not Jeff Capes.
Who have we got? A good guess, but no, it's not Angus Dayton. It's not Keir Starmer. It's not. Sorry, it's not Ed Miliband.
If you look closely, it looks like he's got.
it.
It looks
He's
like he's
got
got
it wrong.
minor scarring on his cheek. Yeah,
Jonathan has got it. It's Rob Brydon,
it's Rob Brydon.
of course. Who else would it be? Paul
Yes,
Ulysses Lichtenfeld. Who's
Yes.
this?
Well, he's got a big S next to him, so that could be a clue. Or that S is just the beginning of the word suspect. I don't. That doesn't look like anyone. That looks a bit like the guy across the road from me who does the deli in the Polish shop.
Tell you what, you'll kick yourself.
His name's Ivan. Oh, kick. Is that a clue?
Oh, yeah, it's not. It's how
Because
shit.
if it's a footballer, I won't know.
How shit this is, you'll never get it.
Yeah, I don't. That's just. I will not. Is it supposed to be John Cusack?
No.
All right, then I don't know.
All right. No one in the comments has got it either. So this is an example of stumping everybody. Ready, everyone?
It's only because it's going to be something you're going to reveal. This man thinks he looks like Queen Latifah. We'll be like, I don't know how that.
This is Ed Norton.
Right. Okay. Well, it's
Not, is it?
It's really not.
It's more like Norton antivirus.
It's more like Graham Norton.
It is Beep Halfords. Yeah.
It's Beep Halfords.
Yeah, I got
finally.
that one. Okay, good. The next one is for the lads and ladies in the comments. Please, can you tell me who the fuck is this?
Oh dear.
Who do you reckon that is?
I mean,
Sarah's got it. It's Steve Pemberton.
it's not Steve Pemberton.
Not Steve Pemberton, is it?
It's really
Okay.
not Steve Pemberton.
Paul, who's this?
Who the hell could this be? Is it the Zen fighter idiot American prick? He was the cook in that thing where he fights people.
Oh no,
What's
it's
he
not
called?
Steven Seagal.
Oh, it's not Steven Seagal. All right. Then is it supposed to be former Prime Minister who fucked a pig?
Nope.
No. Then
The comments have it.
oh, do they? Is it that obvious?
It is, in fact, Ray Winston. Ray Winston.
Ray Winston.
More like Ray Reardon.
Fucking hell, that's nothing like him.
Comments, please. Can you tell me who's this?
Or they.
It is this. Ignore the lady.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious.
You.
Well, the suit is pretty much telling most of the story.
I think you might
Isn't
be.
it?
Well, maybe. We'll see. Maybe we have some thinking music.
I mean, whoever it is, he stood next to Lisa Goddard.
It's not Roger Moore. Good guess. It's not Bond related.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay. That's
No,
me. Fuck then.
not-
I thought it was.
not James
I thought he was supposed to be Piers Brosnan.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not Nigel Havers. Hi, Dan. Not Nigel Havers.
He looks a bit like the Australian guy.
Someone's got it. Katie, as I live and breathe. It's Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Because he had the time of his life.
And now he's doing 20 years at Her Majesty's pleasure.
He's dead.
Oh yeah, he's dead, isn't he?
Paul, who's this?
Well, we've already heard Jeff Capes, but
no.
is it Willie Rushton?
Mm,
Oh,
I wish it was.
it should be Willie Rushton.
Yeah.
If it's not Willie Rushton or Jeff Capes, then is it? Oh, hang on, is it supposed to be Willie Russell, the playwright?
No, it's a good
Why
guess.
would there be a Willie? He
You're in the
doesn't
right-
feel like Willie Russell.
You're in the right city.
Era setting.
City.
City. Oh, what? Liverpool.
hmm
Oh, is it? If it's to do with sport, then I'm fucked.
It's not sport, it's an actor. Everyone in the comments has got it, but I reckon you can get it.
Oh, really? Everyone's got it already. Oh, I think. Yeah, it's him, but I've forgotten his name.
It is, of course, Ricky Tomlinson.
Ricky Tomlinson. Yeah.
His favourite catchphrase, of course, was "My bottom."
Yeah. My anus.
My anus.
Yeah.
Comment.
My parent-
Who's this?
Oh, for fuck's sake! He's even fucking giving you a clue with how he's holding the cigarette.
Mhm.
I tell you what, he's got a lust for life.
Yeah, Claire's got it. Robert Carl.
So
Robert
obvious.
Carl Lee.
Robert Carly.
That sounds erotic.
But again,
And finally,
if they don't dress up or do some sort of like someone who doesn't look like Bruce Forsyth going,
well, funny you should say
oh, well,
that.
it's Bruce Forsyth because you're doing the Bruce Forsyth thing. That's
Funny
how
you
I have
say
to
that.
recognize you.
The last one this evening is for you, Paul.
All right.
And I think this person's put in a lot of effort.
Barry Took. Go. Yeah, you see, gosh, who on earth could that be? I mean, it can't be.
I mean, it could be two people.
Well, yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. Obviously, it's Johnny Depp, but it could be Fat Bob from The Cure.
Exactly. But the funniest thing about this is that the reason I use this is because on the Susan Scott Lookalikes website, he is listed as Edward Scissorhand.
Just the one.
3 words. Edward Scissorhand.
Scissorhand. But at least he's gone into some effort and looks a bit like it.
Exactly. And it's not John Rain, no.
How much work do you think he gets, though? People, right? Big fat farting zero.
There's quite a few on there if you look where you just think you're never going to get any work, especially the Hitler.
It would be really good if you had them and then you had the last time they were booked.
Good point, Dan. His hands are normal, so he's failing in
Yeah.
a big part of his job. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And
Edward Normal Hands.
for Matt particularly, I'd like to offer you this. Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
It's good to talk. And
It's
of
good
course,
to joke.
you must remember that tonight the eye is on the prize because welcome to the journey of a lifetime. Paradise on Earth land. Yeah, the greatest place ever. Why travel to expensive places like the Bahamas or Hawaii when you can have paradise for £6 a night?
Do you need the
Peugeot Chalet systems, shared toilets, fixed windows. Some are broken. And don't let Junior spend the entire holiday playing on the arcade machine.
Whatever you do, don't mention the AIDS.
Okay, I won't. It's AIDS free now, okay?
Fuck.
Book now to avoid disappointings.
Yeah,
That's not correct.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Listen, that is possibly the only place at the moment in England for a staycation where you could be safe.
Safe.
No one there is within 2 miles of you.
AIDS free.
Yeah, it's been AIDS free now. It's a we've been there how many times now?
6.
6 times, and
We get a free room.
yeah, and
It's got a curtain between us. But it's
it's
right.
kind of, there's a dividing curtain, and
Also, it gives you the opportunity to do a carry-on camping style where you can make a silhouette erotic vision.
that's nice. And last time I went, I actually upscaled and went for the boutique option, and actually got a ceiling. So that was really
Wow. Did you pay extra?
I paid £8 per tile.
Matt Crow says, P.S. It still wasn't me. I do love the feature, but someone else praised it especially.
What?
Are you calling Paul a liar?
No, it was you, wasn't it?
Who knows?
Oh, I don't know.
Edward, no, it's not code free. It's
No, it's riddled with COVID. But you know what? If you go to shitland, you will build up your immunity.
And
And not just to COVID. You can also get rid of measles, hepatitis B, tuberculosis. Yeah,
I mean, it's that point, the Mr. Burns window of germs. It's like that.
yeah. So you'll
Claire,
be
stop
fine.
advertising the Whore Hotel, John. I told you before. You're not. I tell you what. I promise you now, Claire. Next year at the Edinburgh Festival, if we're not all dead, we're all going to stay at your hotel.
Yeah, where is it? Is it in the centre?
Prince Street in Edinburgh.
Oh, it's right dead in the middle of the madness. Wow.
It's how he says the arcade machine that gets me from. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to self-aggrandize that it made me laugh when I said it. Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't like blowing the old trumpet, but it did make me laugh.
No?
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? It's nearly 10:30, so we've got
Yes.
2 more features to pack in.
Yes, I know what we need to do. And it's because over the last few weeks, I've been trying to prove that I have psychic abilities, and I seem to be pipped at the post a lot by John's rather fetid mind, because what people tend to think is that I mean, I have drawn it, but it's all come via my noggin, via John's unconscious thoughts. I just tap into them. So, Moomin shitting on Easter Island heads, Terry Wogan as Superman ripping up Pudsey Bear. Last week, a lot of childhoods were slightly ruined by Sooty and Sweep engaging in tantric, consensual boy love.
That is the key word. It was consensual.
It was consensual.
Despite what Sweep's face was saying.
No,
That's
it was
just his
tantric.
face.
His ears went up because that was the point of entry. We're not going to cheapen it anymore. We're going to try and establish once and for all.
Well, I'll play the jingle and then we'll think about it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've
I
tried.
would say my pen is my power.
Yeah, wonderful. And do you know what? I will tap into your pen. That's not a problem. So we've tried various ways of doing this. We've both been doing pictures at the same time. We've also been setting times in the past where I have cleared my mind and focused on John. We've done that the last few times, hence the sort of childhood cartoon iconography that has veered into pornography that we'll try and not do today. So, John doesn't know what I'm going to suggest. I've already drawn not what I think that John will draw, what I will actually make John draw now. And
Okay.
all I need you to do, John, is clear your fat fucking mind and draw me very simply a picture of an animal. Any animal of your choice, but don't hang on, don't start now. Show me the pen. Show me the pen. Oh yeah, I was
It's
getting
plain-
into the.
I was gonna say it's plain paper. I haven't drawn anything. So.
All right, show me the pen. Show me the pen. Go, draw. I will guide the pen. I will guide the pen. I will guide the hand. I'm guiding the hand. Draw. Yes. Keep drawing, John. Keep drawing. Draw. Detail. Add little subtle bits of detail. Make the drawing not yours, but ours. I'm seeing little. Yes. I think you're tapping into exactly what I have here. This is going to be amazing. Wonderful.
Done.
Are you done? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Now, did you feel at any point that hand wasn't your hand?
Can I just say, at one point, I felt like I was being guided.
Yeah, manipulated.
Yeah, like a Ouija board.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, John, if you'd like to now reveal your picture. Okay, so we've got one more thing to do, which is blankety blank. So we'll probably get on with that, and then we'll be fine.
No, before you carry on, can I just say I drew an owl, but something compelled me to give it a little smile. I don't know if that's ruined it. Is it the smile that's ruined it? Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I gave it little baggy eyes. Is that
right? Well, there's sort of a smile in this.
Okay.
And I suppose in some respect there is an eye.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I'll show it. It's not the same.
Okay.
If
it's thing is, this is a normal owl. You might have done like a tawny owl or
right.
Owl. So you shouldn't worry as long as it's like an owl.
Okay. Can I just say it's not necessarily the same species.
A different kind of bird. I mean, that's fine. So maybe like a bat.
No, I try. Okay, I'll just show it, and we'll just
Okay.
see if we can find any common. It's Kermit the Frog. There. Kermit the Frog. And I don't know why he's I don't know why he's doing that, but that's what I got from you. I suppose he's showing you his eye in some respect. Yeah, it's not quite. It's not quite the same, is it? There's a few differences. I mean, obviously, mine's in colour. Yours, it's incredibly detailed, isn't it? What I did, and I don't know why I did that. Anyway,
I think I'm going to be sick.
obviously, last week we had a few comments on Twitter about childhoods being ruined, and the last thing I want to do by showing you that is ruin any.
Yeah.
I quite like. I mean, the detail on the face.
Can I also offer something? Is that once again it looks to be consensual.
Well, the only thing, if I had to put this in context, is that maybe he went through some sort of customs and excise, and he had to. Maybe
It makes me think of that scene from the film Fame.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he was smuggling something on behalf of the Swedish chef. Maybe several
Perhaps.
salamis.
Yeah.
I suppose as a puppet, he's showing you how roomy he is for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
You know what? It's not a total disaster because
It's not a total disaster.
at the end of the day, they're animals.
I mean, Kermit's just a normal, innocent frog, just expressing himself.
My owl is very innocent. Look, that smile.
I think if I hold up my Kermit shot, that is pretty much how any owl would react.
I think so. There's a nice smile there. I don't think that's a disaster at all. I think it's a work in progress.
Well, I'll add that to the others, and we will, of course, auction them off at some point to someone who should never ever display them in their home. But yeah, I think we're getting closer.
I'm not depressed.
Hey, if you think that a grown man 3 years away from 50 who spent his day painfully drawing Kermit the Frog opening up his gloved arsehole for entertainment is depressed, then you could be A, right, B, wrong, or C, horrendously right.
I'd say you couldn't be further from wrong.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, we tried, didn't we? And we will keep trying until at some point
We're getting that closer every week.
Yeah, until we both start that.
Space docking.
Yeah, that's docking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what docking is, John?
Yeah, it's a place in Sussex.
No, that's docking. Where men put their penises together.
Yeah.
And then if they have foreskins, they unfurl them onto each other's foreskins.
This
So
sounds
they dock. And then sometimes if they're in the mood, they'll pee into each other's foreskins to inflate them.
Why are we talking? No, okay. Katie says, can I get that on a mouse mat or a keyring? Katie, you know what? Come the end of the series, which is not looking likely with lockdown.
We do have a lot of merchandise now.
We are gonna, as we said before, put these up for auction.
Yeah.
So you could own an original Litchfield, which Litchfield sounds like a painter, doesn't it?
It does, yes, it does.
I got a Litchfield above the fireplace.
I've got a Litchfield in the fireplace.
Rain doesn't.
Rain.
But let's face it, no one's bidding on my drawings, are they? They're the stupid ones. Yours are beautiful,
Well, they're beautiful yet upsetting.
I think. Downsetting, that means making you happy.
All is deeply obsessed with hand puppets next week. Ed the Duck fisting Gordon the Gopher. See, I wouldn't do that.
Diane, don't give him ideas.
Realise is that it's not me that's obsessed with hand puppets. It's John, because that's what I'm
It's
picking
true.
up on.
I have always thought if I owned City, if I was Matthew Corbett, I would definitely have a wank with him.
Well, he wouldn't say a word, would he?
He wouldn't. He'd not tell anybody.
Well, he
He'd
can't.
whisper. He'd whisper. He could whisper though.
Oh, is that? Oh, so we do that.
He'd always.
Yeah. So
What's
we
that, City? He did what?
call the police.
I only led him to him for a week. What did he do?
Call the police. You say, what's that? You need a bag of peas to sit on. I don't know what he's talking about today, kids.
Whereas Sweeps like me, 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 all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to mess with Sue because she just talks. She talks all the time.
Sue would fucking dob anyone in for anything, wouldn't she? Oh, City, you're 2 days late with your library book. Shoot him. Oh, Sue.
She Mr. Ox says, I liked your happy owl, John. Thank you, Mr. Ox.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Ox, you're lovely. Thank you. Will this go on forever? I hope so. What, this evening or the game that we do?
I think a bit of both.
I think, you know what? We're getting 20 minutes to the end, so we better have another round. Oh.
And appearing tonight on
Blankety blank, blankety blank,
Billy Dainty,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Janet Brown,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Cyril Fletcher,
blankety blank,
Rula Lenska,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Paul Daniels,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Tessa Wyatt,
blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank,
and here's your host on
blankety blank,
Terry Wogan.
blankety blank.
Ta 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 ta, Inspector Wogan. Ta 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 ta. Ooh, ooh. Hello, everyone. It's old Terry Wogan, back down from Cloud open brackets, 9 close brackets, for another quick game of the old super match. Now, I cannot tarry a while, because old Tell's gonna go back up to Cloud 9. As I tell you what, he's on a jam-making course with none other than our new addition to heaven, good old spiky-haired hedgehog cook himself, Gary Rhodes. That's right, and Gary is teaching old Tell and Mrs. W how to make homemade jam. Wonderful stuff. I can't wait. But we must be careful, because last week, oh dear, I tell you what, we got into 6s and 7s, according to Mrs. W, when she came into the hallway and she saw poor old Gary Rhodes dropping his hot plums all down me back passage. So we got to be careful. Now, it's super match game now, John. Don't laugh and cheapen this. It's super match now, and the first person to type in Wogan. What did we do last time? Was it Wogan's White Whiskers or was it Wogan's Whiskey Whistle? I think it might have been. I think it might have been Wogan's Whiskey Whistle. So it must be Wogan's White Whiskers.
Yes.
It's very confusing when you're back on the old world of living. When you're back on the old source. So first person to type in Wogan's White Whiskers gets to play
It's
the old
Diane
game.
Telford.
Diane Telford, as I live and breathe.
Crack at it herself.
I believe you've played before, haven't you, Diane? You're lucky.
I don't think Diane ever has.
Really? I had a suspicion that Diane might have played before. So,
No.
Diane, you're a super match virgin. Here we go. Let's reveal the legend. Thank you, Eugene. The legend, of course, is Blank Castle. Blank Castle. Now, whilst you come up with your own answer, Diane, you've got some help, and by God, you might need it. Because joining me, oh Christ, I have to come up with another John. Joining me,
Diane again.
yeah, go on.
Hello, Terry.
John, as I live and breathe, how the helter-skelter are you?
Oh, not bad, Terry.
I got a question for you. In the old song Paperback Writer, what do you think that book could have been about?
It was about Paul writing a book about his favorite Indian side dish.
Oh, well, you ask a fucking question. Thanks, John. So, The old super match there was Castle Blank. Thank you, Eugene. Mr. John Lennon, give peace a chance himself. What say you? Blank Castle.
Barbara.
Barbara Castle. Oh, yes. Famous there for being married to, I want to say Ted Heath, but I haven't done my homework.
Roy.
Roy Homework. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to go, since you've name dropped with the Barbara Castle, I'm going to go, I was going to say Dover Castle, but I'm going to name drop myself with old cancer himself, Roy Castle, who, of course, got cancer from playing the trumpet in smoky venues. So, you can go with
Lucky
John
Venue
Lennon.
is a lovely club to play at, though.
Great venue there, lovely
Mm.
acoustics. Lovely acoustics there.
Mm.
And I tell you what, Diane, you can go with John's Barbara, or you can go with Old Tell's Roy. It's not something you say every day, is it?
Diane says discipline.
Discipline Castle. That sounds. You know what? I fucking wish to God it was true. Discipline Castle. Let's find out, Diane. You might win some of the prizes that were fire damaged from the last fucking 20 years. Let's find out. For 50 blanks, it was, of course. Ah, it's so obvious. How often have we said this in confidence to our loved ones? It is, of course, Aliens Castle. If
They landed
alien-
in a spaceship.
That's right, John. Yes, thank you, John. They landed in a spaceship. Best way for aliens to travel, isn't it, John? A spaceship wouldn't quite work if they went on the old train
Or the M25.
or the M25. Thank you, John. There, yes. British Rail. It's quicker by snail, as I used to say. Never mind. Now for 100 blanks, let's find out. Oh, it's already drifting off. Let's find out for 100 blanks. Is it discipline? No, of course it's well-known phrase. Castle pork. Castle pork. What are we eating tonight here at the Dover Castle, Mother? Why, we're having castle pork.
It's picking lovely.
It's pig and lovely, says John. John, listen, while you're here, what say you to the allegations that in the past you're a little bit of a wife beater?
It's true.
Well, there's no whitewash there with John. Straight to the old admission of guilt. Now, Diane, we've already had
But give me a
Alien-
chance.
lovely. We've already had Aliens Castle, Pork Castle, but let's see if you can do it now with a smile on your face. The most popular answer, and of course you'll kick yourself when you say it. The most popular answer was, of course, Bisexuals Castle. So nobody has won Super Match again. John's
It's all turret and no exit.
all turret and no exit. I think what you're thinking there, John, maybe is it's all turret and no moat. But
Round
not-
moat.
Raoul Moat there. So how do you know about old Raoul Moat? He's a little bit after your time. Don't tell me he's up in heaven.
Watch the telly.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, John, as ever, you've been a shining beacon in a world of darkness, and it's lovely to have you. I believe, John, you're up in heaven as well. I haven't happened to bump into you yet. I wonder why that is. Why haven't we crossed swords?
I play badminton.
Rightio. And who do you play badminton with?
Carl Palmer.
Carl
Emerson.
Palmer.
Keith Emerson.
Ah, there you go. There's a name I recognize. Keith Emerson. Yes, I once spent a wet weekend with him in Rill in a chalet. He was due to go on stage, but unfortunately rain stopped play, and we had a lovely game of bar billiards in the old chalet. I can see I'm losing you, John.
I was just thinking about cold turkey.
Rightio. Well, that's nothing, because this morning I woke up Mrs. W, and she looked a little bit askance, and I said, "What were you dreaming about?" And she said, "Steve McQueen's cock." So there you go. Well, that's all from me. Back up to Gary Rhodes and his rather warm plums. Avanti!
And appearing tonight on
Blankety blank, blankety blank,
Billy Dainty,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Janet Brown,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Cyril Fletcher,
blankety blank,
Rula Lenska,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Paul Daniels,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Tessa Wyatt,
blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank,
and here's your host on
blankety blank.
Terry Wogan.
Ah,
Doesn't have
lovely. You'll notice both bottom middle have to go for a prop gag. Kenny Everett does eyes,
Eyes. And Paul
Paul
Daniels
Daniels
goes Tash.
massive tash. Yeah, yeah,
One more successful than the other, you might argue.
yes, yeah, just a touch, just a touch. Sorry, Diane, it wasn't discipline. One week, someone's going to get this, and my God, when they get it, it's going to be tremendous.
And all proceeds will go to Unicycle.
Yes, and which is an off branch of UNICEF.
It's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, so there we go. We're out of games, but we're only 15 minutes left. So
15 minutes towards the end, John. We must have some comments from our beautiful viewers, listeners.
Paul Daniel nicked his prop by shaving Sean Goose's head.
Yes. Sean, unfortunately, can't. Yeah, Sean has not been around. He's had to self-isolate now 3 times in a row.
2.
No, 3 times now. No, when he last was here, he was self-isolating around my house.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's self-isolating again. He's back in St. Ives. Unfortunately, he's got a part-time job in an abattoir, and he keeps picking up the virus somehow. So,
Well, I hear the view is awful.
now I believe you've recently been getting quite obsessed with Four in a Bed.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I've gone off it now, though. I've gone off it.
Oh, what's why have you suddenly gone off boil?
I watched too much of it.
Is it because it's exactly the same fucking show every fucking time?
Yes.
Well, you came to my hotel and you didn't like me fucking lace curtains, so I'm coming to your hotel. I'm going to complain about your fucking fixtures and fittings.
I've always wanted to say this on telly. Some people are watching this on their TVs, right? So I've always wanted to say it on telly. That's a £15 underpayment. Could you explain, please?
Could you explain that? Yes, I could. You didn't have an undersheet, and your kitchen smelt like Hitler.
Can I just say the stains you found on your bed, I put there personally. So I'm a bit insulted you didn't like them.
It's all that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They should just call it. They should just call it tit for tat. It's amazing.
They should call it tit for tat, and they should have tits and tat.
Yeah,
Mm.
and tatty tits. Which is
I'm
the
going to
same
go
tits,
forward a
but
bed on my
you
hotel.
know.
It's going to be called tit for tat, and it's going to be a room full of tits, and for breakfast, just any old tat.
I
Or
like it.
tits for tat, and when they go to sleep, I tattoo them with tits.
What I like is when you get contestants on Four in the Bed, where you get Roger and Irene, who've got some fucking shitto that they're only used to renting out for 6 months at a time for Polish builders,
Mm-hmm.
and they charge £30 a night
Yeah,
with an all-day breakfast, which is like the fucking mountain from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
that would be amazing.
And then you put them against Elsa and Norbury Smythe, who've got some watermill up in the fucking Grampians, who charge £190 to show a picture of fucking honey on your toast. And then they put them together. Because inevitably you get the working class people going, oh, it's too fucking fancy, this. Oh, no, I wouldn't pay that.
It's a game.
For £190, I'd expect to be wanked off by fucking Cher.
It doesn't make any sense because you get some people who've got a shithole by the sea in Blackpool, and they're up against someone who's got like a country retreat in Norfolk, and it's like, and then they'll go to the shithole in Blackpool, and they'll be like, there were cum stains all over the bed, and it's like, what do you expect? I run a shithole in Blackpool.
Shithole, but it's cheap.
Can I just say, I'm putting my arm like this, but it's matching perfectly with your nook in your profile.
Oh yeah, it looks like your arm is looks like you're leaning over.
It looks like I got a stub arm.
Looks like you're a neighbour leaning over the fence going, did you see the game yesterday, Paul?
I'm saying, oh, I don't think much of them at 72. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, I know they're Polish, but the smell of cabbage, that sort of thing.
What if Les Dennis had died and Dustin G had lived, would the world be better or worse? I don't know. Dustin was limited. I think Les had the talent.
I think it would be about the same.
Well, would let me ask you this.
All right.
Would Dustin G have made a competent teddy boy in 1991 in the Russ Abbott show? Because Russ Abbott was still doing teddy boys in about 1993. It's like, oh, I was at the dance hall the other night. Russ, it's 1993. Stop dressing as a teddy boy.
Well, I suppose Kenny Everett was still doing people like Sid Snot in like 87, 88.
So I tell you what, though, something I realised the other night. Someone posted on Twitter the opening titles to the Kenny Everett first series he had at Thames.
Yes.
And you just think, again, I've made a stub, sorry. And you just think, he's Mercury-esque with his harmonising, isn't he?
Yeah, he's stunning.
It's ridiculous if you set aside the comedy, which he was brilliant at, he was also a fucking brilliant vocalist. And it's mental that he never did a big single that went #1 in the charts. Mental.
One of my favourite jingles he ever did, which was not on Kenny Everett show, it was on when he was on Radio Caroline or one of the radio things, was this jingle that just went, hello, 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 and then all these multi thing that you just mentioned of his voice going, hello, 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 goodbye.
Well, that's why I mentioned Mercury-esque, because the fact about Freddie Mercury is that I watched this documentary about Queen once, and they were saying that when Freddie Mercury harmonised with himself, it was so it was so close, but also mildly off that it would naturally phase.
Right.
So you'd get this phasing effect, and Kenny Everett did that as well.
Yeah.
Would Dustin G marry Amanda Holden? Oh, I don't think so, Ducky.
No.
I think he liked the young gentleman.
He probably would have married Chris Akabusi.
Chris Akabusi. He was a record breaker. She still fucked Neil Morrissey, though. Shame about that. Ruined that one, Claire. I was born around 9 months after Dustin. You know what? I remember Dustin. I remember Tommy Cooper dying, obviously, because we all watched it. Not all of us, but we're at the age where we did. And I remember being quite upset when Dustin G died.
Well, yeah, you would have been at that time because you didn't. Your comedy icons weren't being firmly anchored at that point.
Well, I liked the Russ Abbott Madhouse, and I liked the the Dennis and G Laughing show.
Okay.
Because what did they say at the end? We'd like to say good night to every one of you. Good night, good night, good night, good night. And it went on for ages, and it wasn't fun.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah. Les Dennis has had Amanda. Oh God.
There's a really brilliant. They only did it twice, where it's Russ Abbott, Dustin G, and Les Dennis, and they're like folk singers.
Yeah.
But they're doing a version of Little Boxes, that famous protest song.
Little Boxes
on the hillside. And they're just going, I wear a cardigan, and he wears another cardigan, and he's got a cardigan, and we all sing just the same.
It's quite
And
funny.
I just really remember it so vividly. Because I sing all the same things, and I sing all the other things, and I just harmonise, and we all sound just the same.
Now, you will confirm this. You know when sometimes you do something creative.
Yes, occasionally I do, yeah.
Yeah. And then you get to the end of the process, and you watch it back, and you think,
Where's the money?
I have wasted my time. Why did
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Do you remember David Lee Travis had that show called, I've probably told this story before, sorry everybody, but I'm drunk. David Lee Travis had a show called I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called that. Where he'd show old songs but with new videos.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I did that once, and I got, every time he was like, and there were some long-haired rockers from Liverpool, and they had this song. But what I did is I edited every song he brought up as a song for a Russ Abbott show. And one of them was the racist one where they're all blacked up.
Right.
And it was like, we've just come in town just a night ago. And it's Les Dennis, Dustin G, and Jeffrey Holland.
Oh, God.
And they're like, and something happened to Russ since he came in town. And he turns around and he's white. That was the joke.
Right.
But there was something, again, I don't know. Yeah, the Golden Oldie Picture Show. Thank you, Michael Clark. there was something funny to me about David Lee Travis introducing them and then it being tawdry Russ Abbott clips. I've probably said too much. I've drunk too much wine.
No, that would have I mean, that would entertain me nowadays, let alone.
James
yeah.
says, I need to see this. You know what? Later on, I'll post it, and you'll all say that wasn't worth waiting for.
No, it's fine. I mean, you know, ages ago, I did MTV Cribs.
But that's amazing, and I shared
in the Steptoe house. So you know,
has anyone that we can't do hands up in the comments? But if you've not seen Paul and Jeremy Lim doing Steptoe and Son doing Cribs, it is fucking amazing because Jeremy does an amazing old man Steptoe, but your Harold is incredible. So yeah, it's well worth seeing.
I think when you should never pander to any demographic. You should only pander to things that make you laugh. So if you found the idea of cutting in old clips of Russ Abbott to
the Golden Ollie Picture Show,
the Golden Ollie Picture Show, that just tells you exactly who you are and why it's funny, because you could have gone many other ways, and I'd be awful if you did, because if you find that inordinately hilarious, then I know that there are going to be other people who will also just find that inordinately hilarious. Because that's, I mean, I find any 60s, 70s, 80s reference far funnier than a 90s or a 2000 reference. It just doesn't work. It somehow.
There's some. I tell you what, there is something. When I started trying to make my own GIFs on the Twitter,
yeah, and Benny Hill's your big one, and
Benny
every
Hill,
time it makes me laugh so much because despite what you think about Benny Hill and the boobies and whatever, he was a master. He was just a fucking master, and this is really hard to do. A master at staring at a camera, conveying horror or embarrassment for like sometimes 10, 12 seconds. When you're on camera, that's so long.
I mean this
feels like an eternity. The way he will just go, it's amazing.
I mean this genuinely, and this sounds contrite, but I mean it. There are two people that I think are the best at fourth wall breaking: Oliver Hardy and Benny Hill.
Yeah. I would definitely be up with you there.
But the GIFs I made, I purposely wanted to go back and get 80s, because 80s comedy, late 70s, 80s comedy is all about reactions. Yeah, and every sketch you watch from that period, and this is the reason I went into Never the Twain, because they did it too. It's all about reactions at the end of a scene. So whatever's happened, like for instance, Never the Twain, you'd always get Windsor Davis mugging for the camera, and Benny Hill does it. Morecambe was a master at it.
Yes.
I should include Morecambe in fourth wall breaking, by the way.
Yeah, but weirdly, Morecambe's too obvious. So it's really nice when you use some. But often they would do that because not Morecambe, and maybe not necessarily Benny Hill, but often the gurning looking to camera is to pad out the fact that the script is shite and to just keep the fucking laughs going for a little bit longer because they're a bit gag light. Particularly
with those terrible Thames sitcoms like Never the Twain, where you had to have something to sort of, like you say, pad it out.
Duty free, you had to have lots of languishing 20-second laugh, studio laugh shit just to fucking keep the fucking thing going because there was very little comedy.
There's an Eric Morecambe gif doing the rounds. It's from the Andre Previn sketch where he does the teeth sucking looking at the camera. I fucking made that.
Oh, did you?
Everybody uses it. Yeah, I made that.
Oh.
So I am the godfather of that tweet. I just want to say that now.
You're
Flag in the sand. I don't care. Everyone uses it, but I just want to say. Just tweeted you the Steptoe link. I've seen it, but thank you.
Yeah, you were saying how much you liked it, but thank you for tweeting it. Maybe watch it and thank you and watch and things.
Bloody love your tweet. You know what? I felt like I'd struck gold with those because there's so many. And just going through the episodes, literally, you can just scan through the scene and there'll be mugging at the end of each one, pretty much.
But I remember at the same time when I made the Steptoe and Son Cribs, I also made a video of Michael Jackson in the Thriller where he looks up and he sees the moon and he's like, oh no, and you just hear all the and you see the shot of the girl screaming. And then when she looks back at him, I'd superimposed like the idea that he saw the full moon and he turned into a small hovering moon, and it never, ever, ever got a remote laugh.
I love
People just went, "Eh." And it's so weird. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. You see a full moon and you turn into a moon, and I'd even included it in an Edinburgh show, and we used to play it in the Edinburgh show. Never got a laugh. Never got a laugh for an entire month. Never got a laugh.
We're out of time, but Dwayne, I'm going to give you an extra minute. What is BMGH?
Is
JH?
there a BMG? Is there a bra made by Jonathan Hansenman?
Neil, what do you mean? Please retweet it. Do you mean the Cribs with Steptoe & Son or the thing I did? I don't know.
Both.
If you're only to take one thing from tonight, remember, beat Halfords.
Yeah, definitely beat Halfords. That's the best name I've ever heard.
Oh, Katie, we love you too. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's lovely that you're still here with us during these increasingly perilous times.
Unfortunately, as they always say, time, the old enemy, is against us. So it's time to say goodnight, and we'll see you next week for, more fun.
Yeah.
But until next time, thank you, Paul,
You're welcome, sir.
and we'll see you next week.
It's a wrap.